Hello students, now we are going to discuss about dimensional analysis. First, let us see about dimension of physical quantities. All the derived physical quantities can be expressed in terms of some combination of several fundamental or base quantities. These base quantities are known as the dimensions of the physical world and are denoted with the square bracket. The three dimensions in mechanics are L within square bracket for length, capital M within square bracket for mass, capital T within square bracket for time. In electricity, capital A within square bracket is the dimension of the electric current. In thermodynamics, capital K within square bracket is the dimension for the temperature. In optics, candela within square bracket or phi within square bracket is the dimension for luminous intensity. The dimension of the amount of substance is written as mole within square bracket. So likewise we can represent the dimension for various fundamental physical quantities. The dimensions of a physical quantity are the powers to which the units of the base quantities are raised to represent a derived unit of that quantity. Once again I repeat, the dimensions of a physical quantity are the powers to which the units of the base quantities are raised to represent a derived unit of that quantity. For example, velocity. Velocity is equal to what? Displacement divided by time. What is the dimension for displacement? Displacement is a kind of length. The dimension for length is capital L within square bracket divided by the dimension for time is capital T within square bracket. Hence we can write this as m power 0 L t power minus 1, because when the t in the denominator goes up, the sign of the power will change. Hence the dimension for velocity becomes m power 0 L t power minus 1. Next one, dimensional formula and equation. What is dimensional formula? Dimensional formula is an expression which shows how and which of the fundamental units are required to represent the unit of a physical quantity. Dimensional formula is an expression which shows how and which of the fundamental units are required to represent the unit of a physical quantity. For example, m power 0 L t power minus 2 is the dimensional formula for what? Acceleration. When the dimensional formula of a physical quantity is expressed in the form of an equation, such an equation is known as what? Dimensional equation. When the dimensional formula of a physical quantity is expressed in the form of an equation, such an equation is known as dimensional equation. Next one, dimensional quantities, dimensionless quantities, and principle of homogeneity. Let us discuss about that. On the basis of dimension, we can classify the quantities into four types. They are dimensional variables, dimensionless variables, dimensional constants, dimensionless constants. Let us discuss about that. What is dimensional variables? All the physical quantities which possesses dimensions and have variable values are called dimensional variables. Once again I repeat, physical quantities which possess dimensions and have variable values are called dimensional variables. Examples are length, velocity and acceleration. What is called dimensionless variables? The physical quantities which have no dimensions but have variable values are called dimensionless variables. Once again I repeat, physical quantities which have no dimensions but have variable values are called dimensionless variables. Examples are specific gravity, strain, refractive index. Next one, dimensional constants. Physical quantities which possess dimensions and have constant values are called dimensional constants. Once again I repeat, physical quantities which possess dimensions and have constant values are called dimensional constants. Examples are gravitational constant and Planck's constant. These two constants are having the constant values as well as possessing the dimensions. And next one, dimensionless constants. The quantities which have constant values and have no dimensions, they are called dimensionless constants. The quantities which have constant values and also have no dimensions, they are called as dimensionless constants. Examples are pi, Euler number E, they are known as the dimensionless constant, but they are having constant values. And next one, principle of homogeneity of dimensions. What is called principle of homogeneity of dimensions? The principle of homogeneity of dimensions states that the dimensions of all the terms in the physical expression should be the same. The principle of homogeneity of dimensions states that the dimensions of all the terms in the physical expression should be the same. For example, let us discuss about the physical expression v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. Here the dimensions of v squared, u squared and 2as are the same and is equal to what? L squared t power minus 2. Next one, applications of the dimensional analysis. This method is used to convert a physical quantity from one system of units to another system. In the beginning itself, we have discussed about different system of units. They are FPS system, CGS system and MKS system. So, with respect to those things, we can say that the dimensional analysis helps to convert the physical quantity from one system of units to another. And the next application is, it helps to check the dimensional correctness of the given physical equation. It helps to check the dimensional correctness of the given physical equation. And it helps to establish the relation among the various physical quantities. It helps to establish the relations among the various physical quantities. Let us discuss about one by one with the perfect example. First, let us see about to convert a physical quantity from one system of units to another. In order to understand this application, let us see the example 1.12. Convert 76 centimeter of mercury pressure into Newton meter per minus 2 using the method of dimensions. Solution. Look at the solution. Look at the solution. In CGS system, 76 centimeter of mercury pressure can be written as 76 into 13.6 into 980 dyne centimeter power minus 2. Whereas the dimensional formula for pressure is nothing but m L power minus 1 T power minus 2. Here we are going to convert the physical quantity from one system of units to another system of unit, which is nothing but CGS system to MKS system. The pressure P1 into M1 power A, L1 power B, T1 power C is equal to P2 into M2 power A, L2 power B, T2 power C, where we need the pressure in terms of SI unit. So P2 we are in need of what? P2. So keep the P2 in the left hand side and bring all the other things to the right hand side. We will get P1 into M1 by M2 the whole power A into L1 by L2 the whole power B into T1 by T2 the whole power C. Now let us take M1 is equal to 1 gram, L1 is equal to 1 centimeter, T1 is equal to 1 second. Similarly, M2 is equal to 1 kilogram, L2 is equal to 1 meter, T2 is equal to 1 second. Here M1, L1, T1 represents CGS system of units and M2, L2, T2 represents MKS system of units. With respect to the dimension of the pressure, we can write A is equal to 1, B is equal to minus 1 and C is equal to minus 2 is equal to 76 into 13.6 into 980 into 10 power minus 3 kilogram divided by 1 kilogram. Why we are writing 10 power minus 3 kilogram here? Because 1 gram is equal to what? 10 to the power of minus 3 kilogram. Similarly, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 power minus 2 meter. So that the second term will become 10 power minus 2 meter by 1 meter the whole power minus 1. And then the third term becomes 1 second by second the whole power minus 2. After simplification, we will get 76 into 13.6 into 980 into 10 power minus 3 into 10 square. The final result will become 1.01 into 10 power 5 Newton meter power minus 2. This is what the pressure which is written in terms of SI units. See the next example 1.13. If the value of the universal gravitational constant in SI is 6.6 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter squared kilogram power minus 2, then find its value in CGS system. In the previous case, we have converted the given value from the CGS system to SI system. Here we are going to convert the given value from SI system to CGS system. The process what we follow in the previous section, the same thing we have to follow here also. Look at the solution. The gravitational constant GSI is equal to what? 6.6 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter squared kilogram per minus 2. Then what is GCGS? Let us write N2 is equal to N1 into M1 by M2 the whole power A, L1 by L2 the whole power B, T1 by T2 the whole power C. Here N2 is nothing but GCGS. Here we are in need of the gravitational constant in terms of CGS unit. So N2 is replaced as what? GCGS is equal to GSI into M1 by M2 the whole power A into L1 by L2 the whole power B into T1 by T2 the whole power C. Let us take M1 is equal to 1 kilogram, L1 is equal to 1 meter, T1 is equal to 1 second. And then M2 is equal to 1 gram, L2 is equal to 1 centimeter, T2 is equal to 1 second. Here M1, L1, T1 are represented in terms of SI system of units, and M2, L2, T2 are represented in terms of CGS system of units. What is the dimensional formula for gravitational constant? It is written as M power minus 1 L cube T power minus 2. Hence we can write A is equal to minus 1, B is equal to 3, T and C is equal to minus 2. Hence GCGS becomes 6.6 into 10 power minus 11 into 1 kilogram by 1 gram the whole power minus 1, 1 meter by 1 centimeter the whole cube into 1 second by 1 second the whole power minus 2, which is equal to 6.6 into 10 power minus 11 into 1 kilogram by 10 power minus 3 kilogram the whole power minus 1. Here 1 gram is replaced as what? 10 power minus 3 kilogram into 1 meter by 10 power minus 2 meter the whole cube. Here 1 centimeter is replaced as what? 10 power minus 2 meter into 1 second by 1 second the whole power minus 2. After simplification we will get 6.6 into 10 power minus 11 into 10 power minus 3 into 10 power 6 into 1. The final value will become 6.6 into 10 power minus 8 9 centimeter squared gram power minus 2. So this is what the CGS unit for the gravitational constant. Next application of the dimensional analysis is to check the dimensional correctness of a given physical equation. Let us consider the equation of motion. We have studied about the 3 different kinds of equation of motion in our lower classes. They are V is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to UT plus half AT squared, and V squared is equal to U squared plus 2AS. From that, let us take V is equal to U plus AT. Now I am going to apply the dimensional formula for all these quantities in the left hand side as well as the right hand side. Hence we will get V is nothing but velocity. The dimension for velocity is L t power minus 1. is equal to u is also said to be the initial velocity. The dimension for initial velocity is lt power minus 1 plus a is the acceleration. The dimension for acceleration is lt power minus 2 into t. T is nothing but time. The dimension for time is capital T. Hence we will get lt power minus 1 is equal to lt power minus 1 plus lt power minus 1. You can see all the dimensions in the left hand side as well as the right hand side are said to be same. So from this we understand that the dimensional analysis helps to check the dimensional correctness of the given physical equation. See the example 1.14. Check the correctness of the equation of mv squared is equal to mgh using the dimensional analysis method. Look at the solution. First we have to write the dimensional formula for the given equation. Half mv squared is equal to half is constant. Constant does not have any dimension, so leave it. And next one m is nothing but mass. The dimension for mass is capital M, and then velocity v, the dimension for velocity is lt power minus 1. Here velocity squared is given, so lt power minus 1 the whole squared is equal to m l squared t power minus 2. And the dimensional formula for mgh can be written as capital M, g is nothing but acceleration, so the dimension for acceleration is lt power minus 2, and h is a kind of length. The dimension for length is capital L. Hence the dimension for the given things can be written as capital M L squared t power minus 2. So you have to compare the dimensions of half mv squared and mgh. From this we can understand that both of them are same. So we can say that this equation is said to be dimensionally correct. And next application of the dimensional analysis, it helps to establish the relation among the various physical quantities. In order to understand this application, let us see one example. Obtain the expression for the time period of simple pendulum. The time period capital T depends upon the mass of the bob, length of the pendulum, and the acceleration. See the solution. From the data given in the question, we can write the relation as time period depends upon the mass, length, and the acceleration due to gravity. So that we can write T is directly proportional to m power a, L power b, g power c. Where T is equal to K into m power a, L power b, g power c. Here K is said to be the proportionality constant or dimensionless constant. Next we have to apply the dimensions for all the quantities given in the expression. So first left hand side time is given. The dimension for time is capital T is equal to K. K is said to be constant. Constant does not have any dimension, so leave it. And then mass. The dimension for mass is capital M. So capital M power A. And then length. The dimension for length is capital L power B. And then acceleration due to gravity G. The dimension for acceleration due to gravity is Lt power minus 2. So Lt power minus 2 the whole power C. So the left hand side also can be written as m power 0, L power 0, T power 1 is equal to m power A, L power B plus C into T power minus 2C. Now we are going to compare all the powers in the left hand side as well as the right hand side. Then we can write A is equal to 0, B plus C is equal to 0, minus 2C is equal to 1. After solving all these things, we can get A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1 by 2 and C is equal to minus 1 by 2. Then we have to apply all these values in the given expression. T is equal to K into m power A, L power B, G power C. We will get T is equal to K into m power 0, L power 1 by 2, G power minus 1 by 2. Hence we will get T is equal to K into L by G the whole power 1 by 2, which is equal to K into root of L by G, where K is equal to what? 2 pi. So that the equation becomes T is equal to 2 pi into root of L by G. This equation represents the time period of oscillation of a simple pendulum. See the next example 1.16. The force F acting on a body moving in a circular path depends upon the mass of the body small m, velocity small v and the radius small r of the circular path. Obtain the expression for the force by dimensional analysis method. Take the value of k as 1. Look at the solution. According to the third application of dimensional analysis, what is the third application of dimensional analysis? It helps to establish the relation between the various physical quantities. Here the physical quantities given are the force, mass, velocity and radius. So by combining all these physical quantities, we can write the relation as F directly proportional to m power a, v power b, r power c, where F is equal to k into m power a, v power b, r power c. Here k is said to be the dimensionless constant of proportionality. We can take k value as 1. Next we have to apply the dimensional formula for each quantity in the left hand side as well as the right hand side. In the left hand side, force is given. The dimension for force is written as ml t power minus 2 is equal to right hand side mass. The dimension for mass is capital M power A, then L t power minus 1 the whole power B, because velocity, the dimension for velocity is what? L t power minus 1. And then R is nothing but is a kind of length. The dimension for length is what? Capital L. So it will become capital L power C. Hence we will get M power A, L power B, T power minus B, L power C, which hence m L t power minus 2 is equal to m power a into L power b plus c into t power minus b. Next we have to compare all the powers in the left hand side as well as the right hand side. We will get a is equal to 1, b plus c is equal to 1 and minus b is equal to minus 2. After simplification, we will get the values of a, b, c as a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, c is equal to minus 1. So we have to apply all these values in the above expression. We will get f is equal to m power 1 v squared r power minus 1, which can be written as f is equal to m v squared by r. This expression shows the equation for the centripetal force when the object has the circular motion. Next one, limitations of dimensional analysis. This method gives no information about the dimensionless constants in the formula like 1, 2 and so on up to pi, e, etc. So with help of this analysis, we cannot get the information about what? Dimensionless constants. And next limitation is this method cannot decide whether the given quantity is a vector or a scalar. So it cannot explain about the given quantity whether it is a vector or scalar. And then this method is not suitable to derive relation involving trigonometric, exponential and logarithmic functions. So this method is not applicable to derive the relations involving trigonometric, exponential and logarithmic functions. It cannot be applied to an equation involving more than 3 physical quantities. If the equation has more than 3 physical quantities, this method is not applicable. And it can check only whether the physical relation is dimensionally correct or not, but it cannot check the correctness of the given relation. For example, using dimensional analysis, S is equal to ut plus 1 by 3 at squared is dimensionally correct, whereas the correct relation is S is equal to ut plus half at square. So when we apply the dimensions for these two expressions, we will get the same dimensions in the left hand side as well as the right hand side. But the real equation is what? S is equal to ut plus half at square. Thank you, students.